You ever hear Leonard Skinner on the radio and get so mad about it that you write a protest song against America? If you said yes, you might just be Billy Joe Armstrong, the frontman for Green Day. Quote, "It was like, I'm proud to be a redneck." And I was like, oh my God, why would you be proud of something like that? This is exactly what I'm against, said Armstrong. It was 2004 when the frontman took his white hot fury for the Southern rock band and combined it with his distaste for Bush and mass media. He took his words to his bandmates and they agreed that it was time to take America down a peg. Quote, "I looked at the guys like, do you mind that I'm saying this?" And they were like, "No, we agree with you." And it started the ball rolling, said Armstrong. The song only reached number 61 on the Billboard Hot 100, but hit number 7 in Australia, number 3 in the UK, and number 1 in Canada. The world agreed with Green Day. America is ass, and that ass was about to be grass. Quote, "It means nothing to me. Let's burn the fucking thing," said Green Day bassist Mike Dirnt in reference to the American flag in an interview with Q Magazine. The single was nominated for 4 Grammy Awards in 2005, and although it didn't win any, the album of the same name did win a Grammy Award for Best Rock Album. The track was even once the 432nd greatest song of all time, according to Rolling Stone. Green Day had spoken truth to power and been rewarded for it, commercially and critically, and it had cemented itself in history. Quote, "Green Day did for their generation and their country what the Sex Pistols did for the United Kingdom in 1977, for a nation sick with love for a parasitical royal family," said Ian Winwood of Kerrang! Although the protest song received many accolades around the world, anyone who has seen a single headline about the US in 2026 can tell you that it did not affect the trajectory of the once great nation. Despite Armstrong's updates to the lyrics in live shows to target MAGA, Trump, and even Elon Musk, the American government continues to be dogshit. Why? Even a protest movement in the UK that tried to get the song to number 1 for Trump's 2018 visit to the country only managed to get the song to number 25. Were we fools to believe that Green Day could change the world? More importantly, does Armstrong still sing the slur when he does this one live? That's right, we're talking Green Day's American Idiot on Cover Me.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. And can you hear the sound of hysteria?
That's right, it's Cover Me, the only podcast that compares famous songs to their many cover versions to find out which one isn't meant to be okay. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my subliminal co-host.
Forward, that was Alex Smildenberger.
Try that.
That
I'm
is
gonna try that when I'm editing
surely
it.
not true. Although I did one time
Surely it won't.
when I was on vacation. When I was visiting family in rural Saskatchewan, I spent some time in the basement, and I had a DSI with me, which has a voice recorder. Spent some time recording my voice, saying various things, playing it to myself backwards, memorizing it, recording myself trying to imitate it backwards, and then reversing that to see if it sounded the same the other way. And it was okay, but I mean, it sounds weird still because it's not the same. But yeah,
You're basically
the Beatles.
Dude.
Yeah. I've said that a lot to a lot of people.
And people are saying that about you now. People were saying about Green Day in
Next
2004.
Beatles.
That's what they were saying. After Oasis faded
gotta
away,
be
they're like,
Green
it's gotta be
Day.
Green Day.
They got that color in their name.
Yeah, they got that color. They got
The word day.
Three dudes.
Three of them
in there.
just like in the Beatles. Famous
Just like in the
trio.
Beatles, dude. It's pretty much 1-to-1.
The Fab Three, as we call
Famous
them.
American trio. Yes. The terrific
Yeah, we're always
three.
talking about who's the fourth
Alex, before
Beatle.
we
Sorry,
jump too
I'm done
deep-
now.
Yeah, who is the fourth member of Green Day? Probably their producer.
Yeah,
Rob
who was a
Cavallo.
big part of this album.
I had nothing but positive things to say. But first, Alex, a question we ask every episode.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, it's so windy here. I had to close the window because that's why they call it the Windy City. We just can't have that background sound, and there's probably still some because it's we're gonna get blown away. Yeah.
Alex is recording
in the middle of a tornado.
so
Well, I mean, we allegedly get tornadoes here, but not like where I am, but like in the area, they happen sometimes.
Oh yeah, were you ever like young enough that you saw like a little one form in a parking
Oh
lot?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just like a little bit
Seeing
of
those
trash
little
moving in a circle, and you were like,
like, is this
"Oh
how tornadoes
fuck,
form? Maybe
like we gotta go home."
the sky is green or whatever. Um, but yeah, otherwise, no, yeah, life's happening. Things are going on.
Life's happening.
Is there
Things are
anything
going
exciting,
on
specific happening right now? I don't
right
this
this
very
very
instant.
instant.
We're recording on an unusual day. Yeah.
Yes, we're recording. This is essentially late night
Yeah.
for for us in comparison to our
Yeah, we're gonna
usual
be a little
recording time.
smoky, a little husky,
Yeah,
low
a little
energy,
smoky, a little
a
husky.
little jazzy.
Yeah, a little more, late night radio, a little
Yeah.
NPR. And what better way to relax, cool down after a long day at the office than talking about Green
Yeah, but how are
Day?
you doing? What's going on with you?
Oh, fucking living the
I'm
dream,
glad you're
dude.
living your dream.
I'm out here living, just
Oh,
not my
the
dream,
dream, right?
the
The
dream,
West Coast dream.
the West Coast dream, baby. No, yeah, nothing new here, man. Just I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out, you know.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Damn, all right. We thought we were gonna be cool and jazzy.
Cool
It
and
turns out we're just
jazzy,
be
but yeah,
depressed and
work.
broken.
How about work?
How about
But
work?
more importantly, how about Green Day?
How about that's a question I've been asking myself for at least 2 weeks
Yeah,
now, Alex, is how about
yeah.
Green
How do you
Day?
feel? How do you feel about Green Day?
You know what? There's a guy who like dressed like Billy Joe Armstrong in middle school who was kind of a prick to me. So that's colored me against the man in some
Oh,
ways. Also, I think listening to the album this week, I listened to the album because I was like, well, maybe I should find out what's going on. It's a Grammy award
yeah,
winning
sure.
album. This this album, they talk about it that their kind of concept for it was like a 15-year-old jamming out on a guitar in their bedroom, which credit to them, they nailed that. Um the unfortunate flip side of that is I feel like these guys really set the blueprint for like Disney pop rock and any sort of
Mm,
like radio friendly punk that came to
I
follow.
think you're right. This was such a success, and
Mhm.
like it had been building, right? This is after like Blink 182. Obviously, Green Day was around for longer than that, but like this as like a really popular thing. Um, yeah, was part of that era. It was like after that. So it's like I'm just saying like there was, popular punk in the
Yeah,
era.
yeah, but it kind of like broke the dam in
Yeah.
terms of like watering it down a little and having this very like because even the guitars on this distorted, sure, but very like crisp and
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, I mean, it is I know they don't really I think of it as pop punk even though it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily exactly what we think of that.
Yeah, even though like Green Day, I think is not technically pop
Yeah,
punk.
but I always thought of it that way because, I mean, when I was young, I associated this with like Avril Lavigne and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like the contemporaries, just because it was also popular. And, I didn't really listen to either of them much, though I did listen to this song.
Canada, dude. Number one hit
Yeah,
in Canada.
it's,
It
it's
was
big.
2004. We were fucking preteens. Like, yeah, it was
Yeah.
huge. You're on the playground. You're like, dude, you're an American idiot.
Oh,
Oh, you're not Canadian.
yeah,
We're smart here, dude.
exactly. The joke of like Americans are dumb was so pervasive. Like, we were young and like I know I like just took it for granted, but like we used to watch like the Rick Mercer report, and he would
Oh
do his
yeah,
like
we'd watch it in
comedy news.
school.
Yeah. Yeah, and they would do the like talking
Yeah.
to Americans bit where he just like went to Buffalo or whatever and like asked Americans questions about I think probably mostly Canada, but like the world generally. And you do a super cut of like all the dumbest
Yeah.
answers. Or like you say
Yeah. So he was like, what's the capital of Canada? And they're like, duh, well, maybe
Canada
it's
City,
the North Pole.
yeah, or whatever, yeah.
Canada City. And yeah, we fucking
Or
roast
like he'll
him.
say something like something implying that they believe all Canadians live in igloos or something, which like I'm sure they
Yeah.
didn't believe that. And there were leading questions. It was very funny for us at the time.
It was
And
great.
yeah, just that idea of like Americans are dumb and we're smart is like was so fundamental to us. And then I hear there's this song with
Yeah.
this name, and I'm like, I got to hear that song. And of course, had no idea that it was contemporary at first, right? Like it was just like, oh, there's a song called American Idiot. I've just learned about this thing called LimeWire. Maybe I should
Ah.
download this. I don't know if I had a clean version by accident, but I know back then I never noticed.
You would have opted for a
Well,
clean
no,
version.
not even like I just wouldn't notice curse words or I guess slurs in songs or yeah.
Yeah, as somebody who has passively listened to this song, I never even went the LimeWire route, but like looking at it this week, I was like, oh, there's some words
Yeah,
in here.
there's some words.
that I did not know.
Which like yeah. But I'm sure we'll get to that. But yeah, I didn't know that at the time, but I also think it was a word I did not know as well when I was 11 or whatever. So
Alex is referring to the word
alienation, exactly. We're gonna get there, but yeah. So yeah, big fan of this song back in the day because of the subject matter. I was not really apprised to politics, but was generally aware of various wars. And the album, more broadly, I won't pretend to really know it, but I know, like, I used to see the music video for Jesus of Suburbia on, like, MTV a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And, yeah.
My knowledge of this album really starts and ends with, like, American Idiot and Holiday / Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
I guess I do know those songs as well.
Yeah. And that's, like, those are the
Wake Me Up When
I'm pretty
September
sure. I didn't know
Ends.
Jesus of Suburbia. Is that on
It's
this one?
on this track
Oh, it is
listing.
too.
For some reason, I thought it was on another one, but that's the other one. Because there's Wake Me Up When September Ends, and then there's, what's the other song?
There's an album called, like, September or something, isn't there?
I don't know about that, but I'm trying to think of what the other song is that I'm thinking of. It's not Wake Me Up When September Ends, which we heard like a million times at our various school graduations. That was like so good riddance. Good riddance. Time of Your Life is the other one that I associate with that song.
I hope you had the time.
Yeah. So we heard those songs a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was Green Day.
There you go.
Cool. Good for them. Good for these guys. Yeah, this song, yeah. But listening to it this week, man, it is like just a piece of pop.
Yeah. Yeah. And straightforward. And like I don't know. I don't really listen to Green Day, but I do like I think I respect them.
I think I respect them well enough. I know you're supposed to like listen to Dookie or whatever, and that's their big one, and you go like, oh yeah, that's when they're
Yeah,
really
Dookie's
bumpy.
fun. I like some Dookie. Not that
Fucking Alex, they're gonna tear you apart with those kinds of
I
voice
know.
drops.
Dookie's
Dookie's
fun.
fun. I like some
like some
Dookie.
I've heard good things about Nimrod, but I haven't gotten around to actually listening to it.
No. But we have listened to this song and we've analyzed these lyrics. These fucking lyrics, dude, taking it to the man.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were as like fucking provocative as Billy Joe Armstrong's quotes would make you believe. It's like I had to check in the room and make sure the boys were all right, and they're like, "Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay."
Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess my understanding also, and I wasn't aware of this at the time, but like post 9/11, this is a few years on. There's like in popular music, there's a really big push, particularly in country music. It's known for being like pro war on terror. And then there's a very famous event where the Dixie Chicks, now the Chicks, made a comment.
Oh yeah,
they spoke out against I don't know if they were mentioning George Bush. I don't know if they just talked about Bush or they were talking about war or what. I forget the quote. But yeah, they were like, yeah, like canceled like at the time, and that like had a significant impact on their career. So maybe it's more a reference to that of like, hey, this might be career suicide we don't actually know.
Okay.
Like, and obviously we're punk rockers and we've had some success already, but like it could be an issue. And then, you know, obviously the punk rock attitude is say, fuck it, let's do it because it's what we want to do. But also you
Yeah,
want to look out for your friends with whom you are theoretically in a business relationship, right?
for sure. Just like
Yeah,
Journey.
just like Journey. It's business rock.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That does kind of make sense until you remember that they're not appealing to the right wing country crowds
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the vibes were in the air and like you wouldn't necessarily know what the response would be. Obviously the response was very positive because it was
Yes.
successful. So that's good.
It swept the nation.
Of Canada. Amongst others.
Yeah, it did sweep the amongst others. It swept pretty much like it did okay in
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah.
But what were these words? They're this. First one. They don't say that. That's me introducing it. Don't want to be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. And can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mindfuck. America.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a super deep song or anything. It's pretty straightforward.
It's deep, dude.
It's you know, calling out the media landscape of America, but like very generally, you know, it's basically just expressing distaste with the media, right? Like and saying that a lot of, or maybe suggesting that there are a lot of Americans that are dumb in a maybe specifically American way.
Yes. A couple of quotes here. Billy Joe Armstrong in Spin Magazine 2004 says, "It's about the confusion of where we're at right now. My education was punk rock, what the dead Kennedys said, what Operation Ivy said. It was attacking America, but it was American at the same time."
Which fair, like punk
There's
rock was
another one
American.
no, I like the
Oh,
song
the song,
itself
right?
was American at the
Yeah,
same
they're
time.
talking about themselves, sort of.
Yes. What the fuck else did he say? Oh, their masters got stolen for this at one point. That's a fun fact. I should
Yeah,
have
there's a
included.
whole like story of like they were recording a different album, and then
Mm-hmm.
the master tapes got stolen, and then they're like, well, let's do something different slash better, maybe.
Yeah, and then they make American
Yeah.
Idiot. Fuck, there's a quote. Oh yeah, so he talks about the coverage of the Iraq War.
Right.
It was a big part of it, and he says they had all these Geraldo-like journalists in the tanks with the soldiers getting the play-by-play. Geraldo being a Fox News
Right.
tabloid talk
Although I
show
believe
host.
it's pronounced Geraldo. If I'm not,
Well,
if
not
I'm,
today.
if I'm not,
Not in my America,
for some reason,
Alex.
I think that, but now I'm not sure.
You might be correct, Alex. And I'll give this to Geraldo Michael Rivera. He's got a big mustache.
He does have a big
and
mustache,
a big nose.
and he was. I feel like he was everywhere for a while.
Yeah. Now he's still alive.
Okay.
Still alive.
Yep. Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. So, but those lines don't want to be American Idiot. The fact is, and it's like we've mentioned in Canada, the concept of an American Idiot existed for a long time before the
Yeah.
song.
So just like it was certainly cathartic for me as like again like a 12-year-old to just be like, yeah, Americans are
Mhm.
dumb. We're so cool in Canada.
Yeah, and part of that comes from Canada's little brother syndrome, but it's also that's sort of the international image of America as this big, loud, and stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's just putting a name to that and being like, well, I don't want to be that. This song is like weirdly patriotic in that sense. He's like, my country
Right.
is look at it now. It's like, okay, yeah.
We used to be
It's
a
weird.
real country or whatever.
We used to be a country.
And yeah, it suggests that, yeah, a nation under the new media. Of course, new media, I believe, technically refers to like digital media, but here referring to like a change in the media coverage of things. And that is like pro war on terror, I believe, is the idea behind it, basically.
That would be the idea. And then, yeah, like constant news, like I think it's the 24-hour news cycle
Yeah.
where it's like you're meant to be constantly in a state of like the world around you is burning. Stay tuned.
Everything's terrible. And you got to watch it
And
happen
so
here.
you got to watch it happen here. That's the can you hear the sounds of hysteria?
Yeah.
It's like it's the new media is generating this panic
Mm-hmm.
and subliminally mind fucking America.
Yeah, which I assume just refers to like all repeatedly hearing the same thing, and then you can convince people to like do horrible things, sort of idea.
Yeah, we might call it the gaslight America.
We
these
might.
days.
We might. We do like to
might.
use the term gaslight.
We love
We love gaslights.
We
They
haven't
smell
used
so
the
good.
gaslight in years.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, this idea of hysteria is, I think, often invoked in terms of like the response to like the September 11th attacks.
Yeah.
Because, it was extreme response, or, used as an excuse to do wars that they wanted to do anyway, kind of thing. And then there was this whole, obviously it was tragic and horrible, and there's a reason people were deeply affected by it. But the response ended up being not constructive, let's say.
Yes, some people maybe stoked some fires to
Yeah.
to bring that response in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the chorus. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alienation, where everything isn't meant to be okay. Television dreams of tomorrow, we're not the ones who are meant to follow, for that's enough to argue.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think the new kind of tension means anything other than the tension people feel in after 9/11, basically, and like
welcome to
the fear of
world.
terrorism, basically.
Yes, and also a tension that is in part, again, like manufactured.
Yeah, certainly, and at least like stoked, by many things. I always heard all across the idiot nation, but he says alien nation.
Yes, I think combining the phrase alienation with the space between alien nation. Because America is now foreign to him. This is no longer the America he recognizes from his youth.
Right. And also, I don't know, do you think so? I mean, is he also referring to like Iraq, basically? Like the places that the nations that the United States invaded post 9/11? Do you think? Because there's like tension across the alien nation, which is in theory an alien nation because it is a different nation.
It could be, but then where everything isn't meant to be okay, I think he keeps pulling us back to the concept of this news cycle. So I think the alienation is also one, it's an alienation because the once great America is now foreign to him because of the new regime. Two, everyone within the nation is alienated due to the TV sort of isolating everybody and stoking this fear. And so the alienation.
It does make the most sense.
I don't think it specifically refers to foreign nations because we're looking inwards. We're gazing at the navel of America.
That's true. It is very inwards, even though it's related to like geopolitics. It's about the American response.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, everything isn't meant to be okay. Like it is manufactured to be like that so that people feel the tension.
Yeah. And then the television is showing you stuff that isn't for you, essentially. A future that doesn't actually include the people is my interpretation of that next half.
We're not the ones who are meant to follow, like get to the dreams of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And why is that enough to argue? I don't really know that line.
I don't like this line. Genius says it refers to the intense polarization of American two-party politics.
Okay. All right.
So because that's enough to argue, I guess, being like, this is what the two parties argue about, is whether America is for the people or not.
I can kind of accept that, but I do see.
I can like kind of see that,
or just like the idea of like no one can agree. I guess I mean like, oh, is that enough to argue? Like, kind of sarcastically stating that, suggesting it's not a big deal. Not that's not a big deal, but like that, like the people are polarized. Yeah, like okay, the polarization makes sense.
Yeah, it makes enough sense. I would say you could strike this line from the chorus and be pretty good.
I think so.
Like, I don't think it does a lot.
Yeah. It fills out
it does do a lot.
The melody.
The meter.
Yeah.
Verse 2 though, well, maybe I'm the slur, America.
Yep. We've got an F slur in here. We do.
Yes.
Which when this comes up, I always feel the need to point out that you used to use this word a lot, and maybe it's just so I can follow it up with, but I don't anymore. So I don't know if that's the way I say it, but yeah. Anyway, so does it make sense here? I know it was certainly used a lot at the time, maybe still is in certain circles. So I guess supposedly the meaning of it here is that other people are calling him non-masculine, basically.
Yes.
By not supporting basically the war on terror.
Yeah, so its phrasing here is very like of 2004.
Sure.
Where you would just call people you disagree with that.
Yeah.
And furthermore, Billy Joe Armstrong came out as bisexual in the 90s.
Yeah.
So he technically is allowed to say the word, I think.
I think he has
Or at
some
least
he
allowed
has some claim.
to say half of it.
Right. And he's not British,
But
so
yeah,
he doesn't
it
have
is-
it for that reason. But
Yeah, it's not a smoking term for
Yeah.
him. But yeah, so that the word is there. Maybe I'm the slur America. I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody do the propaganda and sing along to the age of paranoia.
yeah. So I mean, like you said, he was specifically referring to or thinking, I guess, of this Lynyrd Skynyrd line. I don't actually know that song, that Lynyrd Skynyrd song.
I listened to it yesterday.
Okay.
And it sounds like literacy. It sounds like Southern rock.
Do you know when it's
I
from?
could barely pick up the words. Is
it like a 70s song?
No. Hang on, I've still got it in my search bar here. That's how I like it.
I actually see 2003 on here.
I'm seeing 2003.
Okay. So it's a later Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's like contemporary. So fair enough. And yeah, there was definitely this like dichotomy of like the redneck American, like especially like with us, you know, we had the dumb American, but like a big part of that was like the rednecks, right?
The rednecks. Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that the term comes up here because I was also very familiar with it at the time.
I do find it funny to imagine if instead of Lynyrd Skynyrd's That's How I Like It, it was just John Denver's Thank God I'm a Country Boy that came on the radio, which is like technically the same song, but just maybe like a little softer.
Yeah, maybe they would have said I'm not part of a country boy agenda.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Thank God I'm not a country boy.
Yeah. And then, of course, suggesting that the redneck agenda, lashing it against this song, and presumably also like maybe popular country music at large, because that was present in the genre, you know, suggesting it's propaganda. Some of it was kind of, I've heard the argument that it's not technically propaganda if the government doesn't pay for it. But I don't think we're splitting hairs on that in this case.
It's just sparkling
yeah, exactly.
disinformation or something.
Sparkling misinformation, yeah. And then sing along to The Age of Paranoia, where everyone joins in and feels paranoid because of the message that the song is spreading.
Yeah, and it's also let's sing and dance along to this agenda. It's a real like, oh, let's all dance, puppets. Everybody, like, you know, everybody do the conga.
Right, dance monkey dance.
The propaganda. Yeah.
Everybody do the propaganda.
Yeah.
You put your hands on your head. I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, we don't have time to come up with a propaganda dance.
Nope.
We do have a time to talk about this bridge here.
Oh,
Don't want to be an American idiot. One nation controlled by the media. Information age of hysteria. It's calling out to idiot America.
Yeah. So, I mean, very similar to the first verse, right?
Yeah.
It's basically paraphrasing the first verse. It's almost like, I don't know, just like a more intense version. Because before he said, don't want a nation under the new media. Can you hear the hysteria and all that? But now you're saying like it's controlled by the media. I guess it's not that much more intense, but that line at least feels like it is.
It seems more direct, I guess, even if just barely.
Yeah.
Like under the media, you have to at least take another step to be like, what does he mean under the media? Where it's like,
right,
controlled by it is controlled as
very explicit. And then he says at the end, "Idiot America." You know, it's specifically calling out, like addressing idiot America.
Yeah. And there is like a weird, so like part of this song is, and I get he's talking about like right wing media here, But that idea of the nation being controlled by the media is like such a conservative talking point. Like, you can't trust the media.
Right. It feels like it now. The landscape, I think, was a little different. Only
I think you're
because
right.
this is fairly early, right? So I don't know
Mhm.
the exact timeline, but when they were writing, recording, releasing this, there was a lot of support, like bipartisan support, is my understanding, for like War on Terror. Like everybody lost their
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, it was across party lines.
Yeah. So as much as like nowadays, and back then to an extent as well, just more nowadays, it's very much like left, right, red, blue, Democrat, Republican. That existed then, but this was like a common enemy moment kind of thing.
Right. It was like you couldn't be the guy who was like, well, maybe we shouldn't overreact to this.
Yeah. And I mean the Dixie Chicks found that out, you know.
Yeah, the Dixie Chicks were the canary in the coal mine for
Exactly.
the rest of America.
So as much as
Just interesting that like the media take, and also this certain lines that harken to like, oh, the new world is bad, implying that the old world was better is also such a like a conservative
it is
talking point.
It is. Like it's wild because like yes, it's a like definitely like rooted in conservatism. Like fundamentally, right? Just that idea of like things used to be better and maybe we should go back to that. They're not necessarily saying that we should go back to that, but like that idea. But it's like so hard to not believe it. You know? So I'm like, I know I do that. I'm like, remember when things were cheaper? That's
objectively better.
That is just like true though. We
Despite
used to have more
the
buying
Bank
power.
of America trying to argue that Grand Theft Auto 6 should be $80 American.
Oh, if it's less than $120, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'll stand with you on that. I want to pay more for my games.
Yeah.
That's the lyrics, though.
That is the lyrics, yeah.
What does it sound like? It sounds like the song American Idiot. It sounds like
yeah, it does. It's very, I mean, that's like the riff, right? It's very short. It's 3 chords.
And the truth.
And it's guitar. Like you said, it's like distorted guitar, but it's not like super duper crazy noisy distortion. It's just
yeah, and maybe we're spoiled by all of the fucking sicko subgenres that exist nowadays, but yeah, it seems like pretty tame distortion.
Yeah, but like definitely this is why I always thought of it in like the pop punk vein, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has that sound to it. It's fairly clean, despite everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they come in with that main riff, and then it's very filtered down at first, and then it kind of breaks out, you know? And then that's when the bass and drums come in. So again, bass is following the guitar. The drums are a fast rock beat, and it's all very simple.
And then,
you shout when he says
actual verse,
America.
We go to just kick drums.
Yes, we do. So the right, that's the intro. And then once they're in the verse, Billy Joe Armstrong singing, sort of characteristic nasally vocal.
Yes,
that's what he sounds like.
I want to be an American idiot.
Yeah, and then
Kermit, but like,
yeah. So and then like the melody is pretty close to the guitar riff too, right? Not exactly, and does a few things. Like he goes up at some points when the like guitar strumming stays the same, but they stay very close together.
Yeah, everything's very simple, very close together. And you know, sort of that Thin Lizzy, like we get vocals and then we get a guitar bit.
Yeah, it's very.
Love this song.
It's very distinct, right? Very distinct back and forth, because, like you said, it's like just the drums doing the kick as he sings, and then doing back into the riff, and it's really just that one riff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do that till we hit the chorus, and then everything's up and in.
Yeah, you get that like really quick slide, basically between all the sections. Slightly different chord progression. It's still 3 chords. They just they have a different one in there to give it a different sound. And then now it's all together, and the singing is very continuous. Everything flows very well here. And then a move we get. This kind of happens a couple times through the song, but like the drums fill on they're very heavy on the toms to lead back
Yes.
into. I mean, they do the riff for a bit and then back into a verse.
Yeah, the drum fills are probably the most like exciting element on here because they're the only real big change up.
They really are. Yeah, they are pretty exciting.
We get a guitar solo.
We do. I guess the drums do kind of switch it up a bit in that verse. Like on the now everybody do the propaganda line, get some extra tom and a little fill along with that kick because it's not, he's singing, so that's when most of the time it's up to now it's just been kick drum. And then like some extra toms on the paranoia line. So I think it's just fills theoretically, but
Yeah.
that's what he's doing.
But it feels good, don't it?
It feels good. Feels real good.
Feels real good. We go from there to a chorus, then a tom roll to the riff, to then eventually a guitar solo on this.
Yes. So the guitar
I'm
solo.
looking at this. I'm like, no way it takes 10 seconds. Yeah, okay, 7 seconds. They do 7 seconds on the until they get to the guitar solo.
Right,
After that
for a little bit. Just, just for fun.
And
it's high energy, right?
It, folks.
It's so high energy. It is infectious, I think. And then
hard to not get caught up in it.
And then guitar solo, nice enough solo, but it's the chorus melody.
They didn't want to do it, Alex. They didn't want to do the solo.
They didn't want to do the solo?
No, he said Billy Joe Armstrong said there shouldn't be a solo, but then he was like, well, this one's for the 15-year-old kids rocking out, so there's got to be a little solo.
Right. He's talked into the solo, which is the chorus melody. And then like some extra stuff, like the part, it's the line where he would have held okay. There's like some extra playing in there.
Yeah, he like goes up.
Yeah, and then back into it. But that does lead into the bridge, which is, I mean, arguably a breakdown verse.
That's what I considered it.
We're back just into those tom hits. The big difference here from the other verses is that it's not the back and forth between the vocals and the guitar.
Yeah, you've got that filtered guitar from the start, the toms rolling, and then the like very radio filtered vocals from Billy
exactly.
Joe.
So that's the big difference. But is it a bridge? I guess technically it like acts as a bridge for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, you could also call it a breakdown verse if you wanted to. And then of course everything cuts out for that last line.
Yeah, so calling out to idiot America,
which is like, I mean, you gotta really focus on that idiot America line. That's like half the fun of the song. I assume it's as much fun for people who are American specifically.
Yeah, I assume so.
Because I mean, you're not singing it to yourself, right? You're singing it to everyone else.
Yeah, because everybody else is the idiot when you're singing it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is the F slur.
Exactly.
When you're singing this song.
What else do we got here? Yeah. Another chorus to end it.
Yeah, it fucking it cuts out real quick. You do a chorus, you'll win it. No.
Yeah, it's a quick song. It's under 3 minutes. There's not a lot of change ups. Like it maintains that energy for sure. But like we're really just doing the one guitar riff.
Yeah.
Which is I think pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good song. I like it. I don't listen to it a lot, but it maybe it's just nostalgia. But I'm enough of a fan of this one.
Yeah, it's it did what it intended to do. It hangs around to this day. Like I don't have a deep love for it. Like you said, I kind of just respect Green Day. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do at the time. And I think it was effective enough, right? Like maybe it's a simple message, but like I'm not going to say it gave people the courage to speak up because I was not conscious enough at the time, but I do feel like at least to someone like me, maybe it would have brought a little more awareness to things.
Yeah.
Me being, again, 12.
12. I gave you awareness of the F slur.
Yeah, exactly. Which I was very confused by and I didn't know the word at the time.
No, learning slurs, man, it's tough. It's a tough game.
Yeah, I remember one time went to elementary school, and like everyone was like, there was a whole big thing, and people weren't allowed to go by the door. And I was like, "What happened?" They're like, "Someone wrote the B word on the door," and I was like, which word is that?" And I still don't know.
You
It
don't
was
know if
probably. I mean,
probably could
it's
be
probably
bitch.
bitch, right?
Yeah.
But like at the time, I was like, or I can't remember if at the time I was confused. I was like, "Is that bitch or bastard?" Or I was just like, "Which word is the B word?"
Right.
I know for a while I was confused.
Just B.
Just B, just BEE.
Oh,
Um,
buzz.
yeah, that's the song, man.
That's the song. There's a music video directed by Samuel Bayer, who is an American visual
Yeah.
artist from New York. He did the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, so we've talked about this guy before.
Oh yeah.
He's also done videos for like Bowie, The Stones, Michael Jackson, The Ramones, Strokes, just a bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, he's
Prolific.
done Buddha of Suburbia,
Oh,
or at least some
similarly
songs from it.
green.
Yes, and
Um,
also a religious figure of Suburbia song on there.
yeah, exactly. That's fun. Um, which I always assumed Jesus of Suburbia was referencing that, but I guess I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, where does the of Suburbia come from?
Yeah. Are they both referencing something else? Maybe.
It's
Now I
very
gotta look into it.
possible.
What's this video though? So I do also remember this video from MTV back in the day.
Oh, of course.
I don't think I ever watched the whole thing though,
Yeah,
start to finish.
don't think I did either.
The visual of them in front of the like green American flag
Mm-hmm.
is very familiar. You know, obviously the band, like Billy Joe Armstrong in his black shirt, red tie, very familiar. And then the like sections where they're playing together and they're like sped up, that's all very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember any of the slime stuff.
Yeah, I don't
later
remember
on.
them fucking get the Nickelodeon ooze out.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the video is a lot of it. They're performing in front of this flag on this set in like a hangar of some kind.
Yeah, like a big airplane hangar.
Yeah. And then there's also like individual shots of them in front of that same flag playing. And then some where Billy Joe Armstrong's just like singing into the camera and he kind of leans in, so he's real close, which was a big thing to do at that time.
That was the move, dog.
That was the move to do. Pointing at his head.
Yeah.
To talk about dumb
subliminal mindfuck.
Mindfuck. And yeah,
eventually, like we see the color, so we think it's a straightforward video until about like maybe a minute 30-ish seconds, maybe 35.
Right, and then you get the like cutaway to I think the drummer just covered in like green liquid, looking like he's doing
the
green
flag
sweat.
In the back, we see water running down because these colors do run, as it turns out.
These colors do run. Is that a reference to that specifically? Did that song come out?
These colors don't. How old? We're learning a lot about.
It's got to be, right?
Right. When does "these colors don't run" become a phrase?
Right, and then when did that? Because there was a song as well, so maybe I don't know. Okay, well, time to look this up later.
Time to look this up.
Don't have time for this now. But the colors do run, and then like the whole flag like sloughs off the back. Oh, it's also like it's green, but it's kind of camo pattern, I think. So like there's also like some military reference in
troops,
there. Yeah. And then that happens for a while. It starts to like run down by the band, and then just like two large vats of green ooze explode in the background.
Yeah, you think it's like they're like amp stacks on the sides of the flag there. It turns out it's ooze traps.
Yeah, exactly. And then they sort of frolic in the liquid. You can see camera flashes.
Yeah, and they're standing under the fucking goo dispensers, and they're jamming in it.
Slow motion, and then after that, it's a bunch of cuts back and forth to before and after the ooze.
Yeah,
some with strobe lights. Mm-hmm. So it gets more chaotic as it goes. So it's pretty effective structurally.
Yeah. Billy Joe Armstrong mimes blowing his brains out shortly after putting a hand over his heart.
He does.
Yeah, that's around 2:30-ish.
So it is like a simple video in the sense of it's like the band performs in a soundstage sort of, or in this case a hangar video. But I think like it's visually striking enough to leave an impression, especially with like all that green ooze contrasting with the red tie. I do think that's a big visual
Oh yeah.
plus. And then you get to see them frolic and stuff, and that's fun.
Yeah, I think having the slow reveal of like, oh, the flag is running, like the colors are getting fucked up, and then boom, big green liquid shooting out everywhere. It's like now we got a music video, and it feels earned.
Yeah. And so do you think, I can't find the timestamp, but when he is saying subliminal mindfuck, he first like wipes his eye with his middle finger to like flip
Yes.
him off. Is that supposed to be like sneaky, or is that an obvious sneaky thing?
I would go for obvious sneaky.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if like, would there be a censor on that? Is that going to get it past the censor? I don't know.
It's it depends on who. Yeah, for some people it's sneaky because they still haven't seen it. For
Right.
others, it's obvious sneaky. They know it's
Yeah.
there.
Well, I'm just wondering if like, would that be censored if he just flipped off the camera?
I wonder.
Yeah, honestly,
on
like
TV
at the time,
2004?
I'm leaning towards
Yeah.
no, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hard to say. What we can say it's time for a break before we talk about some covers.
We can. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
We're back talking covers of American Idiot, starting in the year 2011 with Dick Brave and the Backbeats.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new mania. I can't hear the sound of hysteria. The subliminal mindfuck America.
Yeah, Dick Brave and the Backbeats. Okay, so Dick Brave is a German rockabilly artist.
Yes.
The
Is he a
Backbeats.
rockabilly artist?
Well, I call them
or is this
rockabilly.
just this? Like this is for sure. Dick Brave and the Backbeats for
Right.
sure is.
So I
Is
mean, he's
Sasha himself.
Yeah.
When he's just himself.
okay.
Is he rockabilly?
Well, I mean, on his website, it calls him a famous rock and roller, and then like describes him in a very like 50s way. So it's like 50s throwback rock,
Okay.
which rockabilly energy blended with vintage charm and a modern eye. Wink.
Okay, so maybe he is always. That seems
So-
weird because like,
Yeah.
why have a secret rockabilly project under a different name if you're also just regularly a rockabilly?
That's doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't
That
know
doesn't
why you
make a
do
lot of
that.
sense.
I'm sure he has a difference in his mind, but I don't know what it is.
Because
I didn't find-
my understanding
Yeah.
of it was kind of that like this hit, like make one album and they stop, they break up immediately because it's like okay, it's
Right.
a fun goof, and then people liked it, so they get back together and make this album.
Okay, interesting. This is their selling out album.
Yeah, so he started as a backup singer. I'm now fucking combing his Wikipedia page
Right.
for like Eurodance stuff.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean that he's a Eurodance guy, but it's where he started.
Right.
Signed a solo contract. He worked on a reggae-influenced debut single. So I think he's just like a pop guy, and then this is his
Side project.
Side project,
Okay.
I think.
And the band also seems to be German, especially based on their names, but one YouTube video said they were a Canadian band, which didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I saw that as well. They're like great fuck Canadian band. I was like,
I don't know about that, man.
but
like
they
maybe
do have a
maybe.
fictional band history. So this is one of those ones where like they really commit to the bit.
Okay. So it's like a whole like alternate reality situation.
Yeah, because looking at their names, we've got Andre Tolba. We got
I know.
Mike. I see his name is Mike one way, but then his fake name is Mike the normal way. Mike Schott.
Mike Schott and like Sasha Schmidt. I'm like, okay, that's Germans, right?
Yeah, this is a group of Germans, I would think.
Like it's gotta be. Maybe they moved to Canada. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, they've got a whole thing.
They got a whole thing.
The point is they're like a rockabilly group, basically.
Basically, and their name's inspired by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Dick Brave and the Backbeats. Nick Cave
this
and
makes
the Bad
sense.
Seeds. Yeah.
Um,
All that to say,
and-
there is something very on point about doing a song about how stupid Americans are in a very classic American style of music. As a European.
it's very American. I mean, especially like in the style of America that like a lot of, especially modern conservatism, like specifically looks back to.
Yeah,
right?
throwback
Like this
America.
is 50s. Yeah.
It's 50s.
So like
it's Elvis.
Yep. It's chocolate shops and malts.
Yes.
Um, or yeah, and like I think the actual like the music is done pretty well. Like
Yeah.
it's not amazing, but like it's a pretty solid translation into this like
Mhm.
rockabilly style. Maybe like basic in some ways, but it's also like I really like the piano. It's fun. And
Yeah.
like hearing the riff on that piano is pretty cool. I think the guitar they play that riff on is more distorted than I would expect, like
Mhm.
from rockabilly, but the piano really pulls it into that 50s space.
Yeah.
So ends up being pretty effective.
I agree. And then their
Yeah.
drums for between those riffs when he's singing is very keyed into that rockabilly style. Like it's very light, but
Hmm.
it's got energy. So yeah, and if energy is one of the keys you need in the song, these guys have got it.
Yeah, which is weird because
Mhm.
I watched a live performance of theirs and it like wasn't very energetic.
Yeah, I stopped watching that
uh,
same performance because I was like, it's not that cool.
but the recording's pretty solid.
Yeah, they're giving it on the
Maybe they had a
recording.
bad night. I don't know.
Could be.
And then of course they've got this surf riff that comes in a couple times. Like it's the intro and then it comes in again later on to bring us
Yeah.
back into the verse.
Hmm.
And then like a nice like upright bass sound
Yeah, we got
later on doing
a
this like boogie
walking
woogie
on the
bass line
chorus.
and a
Yeah.
walking bass line. Um, and yeah,
I guess it
otherwise
is a
like pretty
boogie woogie.
similar.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I feel like it's a bit of both at different times. Um, but like
No, you don't have
it's
to
it's
save me. It's a
fun.
classic. Dun, 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 dun,
Fair
dun, dun,
enough.
dun, 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 dun.
Fair enough. I boogied and I did woogie. So
I was more woogieing than boogieing.
I mean, sometimes you just don't have the energy to do both.
So yeah, you could accuse it of being a little too like stereotypical, like
Yeah,
rockabilly notes. It's like here's the boogie woogie bass, here's the fucking surf rock intro. Like yeah, but when you're making fun of America, I think it hits better for being so obvious.
for being like more American in that like classic American way
Yeah.
that or how we might think of it. Yeah, so pretty cool version. Maybe basic, but pretty solid, and maybe inadvertently effective.
Yeah, it's one of these ones where if we listen to all of Dick Brave and the Backbeats, are they all going to be this kind of smart? Probably not. It's all going to sound like this,
Yeah,
but with less reason to sound that way.
but sometimes you luck out.
Yeah, sometimes you luck out. There's a nice guitar solo on this. The keys scream on that section too, around 143.
The piano's a lot of fun
A
in this
lot of fun.
version.
I think it's got a great tone, great energy to it. You know, but the
Yeah.
opposite of energy is a goth rocker, and that brings us to 2016 to talk about Alexandria Corvyn.
Alexandria Corvyn. Yeah, seems to go by Gothic Rock Goddess on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your Gothic rock. This didn't strike me as very rocky. Some weird things about this first, actually.
Yes.
The image on their title page is like an illustration of like Last Night in Soho,
Okay.
an all right movie.
An okay Edgar Wright movie. Is it Edgar Wright?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. And then this is associated with Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was.
get
I couldn't find if it
anything.
was on the show, but it seems
Mhm.
to be part of this Rick and Morty: The Complete Fantasy Playlist album, which is covers of pop songs.
Yeah, various music, everything from American
Yeah,
Idiot to Helter Skelter to Mad World, Painted Black, Radar Love. Running Up
yeah.
That Hill's on there. What the fuck?
So I didn't look into the actual history of that, and I
I tried
couldn't
to.
find much about it,
No.
if anything. So I don't know the context on that.
No, but the context on Corvyn is she's from Norwich. I imagine you don't say the W. You think it's Norwich,
You often
the
don't say the
UK?
W.
You often don't say the W.
I won't
Norwich,
question it.
Uk. It's the UK.
Yep.
Singing coach,
Ugh.
specialized in contemporary styles, influenced by new romantic and heavy rock, eventually gets into this goth rock thing. This
Yeah.
is, I guess, goth rock.
This is like folk rock.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's all based around this 12-string guitar, right? Playing a version of the main riff, not on power chords. I kind of dig it. It's fun. Like it's a different take on that riff, and I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's neat. I wonder if it holds up for 3.5 minutes.
It doesn't have that energy, does it?
It doesn't have like real staying power for me. I appreciate like because we open with "Don't wanna be an American idiot, idiot, idiot."
Yeah.
And like we're setting up this
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
spacescape, and I bet if Rick and Morty's playing in the foreground while this is playing, something kooky and fun's
That
happening.
might be
We're
fun.
going, whoa.
Yeah.
But like listening to it, I was like, okay, I after a minute, like I got it. I get it.
Yeah, I guess. And the only other thing it really adds is like there's a synth for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So my timestamp is 46 seconds. It just
Okay.
goes like wah, 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 wah.
Hey, love a synth that does
It
that.
comes in again later. It doesn't do much, but the rest of it is like fairly acoustic. So I thought that was interesting. It's very soft overall compared to the original. You know, it feels more to me like a folk rock version. I don't know how that ties into goth rock necessarily, but that's not really for me to decide.
Yeah. Were you shocked this week at how many people just didn't even think twice about dropping the F slur?
I would say more so on the ones post, not this one so much, because for me, 2016 was still before.
Really?
I think like this is like borderline.
Okay.
This is I would like it not be surprised to hear it.
Alex was still using it in 2016.
In 2016. 2021, on the other hand, more surprised.
More surprising.
And then one did actually change it. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. So it's your spacey synthed out acoustic guitar version. Neat. Just kind of
I do like the sound of the riff on the 12 string.
Yeah,
I do
it's rich.
see. Yeah, I don't know if it holds up the whole thing, but I think it's cool sound.
Yeah. And to me, it just does sound like, and maybe I'm pulling this from the album artwork, that it's meant to accompany a visual piece.
Yeah, it's a little more of a background thing.
Which I couldn't find online, so maybe it doesn't.
No.
But,
maybe there is no visual piece.
And I haven't seen Rick and Morty like consistently since season 3, I think. So
yeah, I don't even know if I made it that far.
Well,
I don't even remember.
Look at you, Alex.
Is it still on?
I believe it is still
making
on. I listened to some podcasts who feature some of the writers of Rick and Morty. So
ooh, I see.
they're still writing it. I'll probably watch it at some point, but there was a point where it was like always getting ripped to YouTube, and I was like, cool, I'll watch it on YouTube. And then it like became like HBO streaming or some shit. I was like, I don't have that.
Oh no.
Like I guess
I
I
don't
just
have
don't
Crave.
have that show. Yeah.
They don't sell us Macs in Canada.
Remember when everybody was crazy about a McDonald's sauce? Anyway, that's crazy, man. In 2021, a returning act, it's the Melodicka Bros.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. Hey, can you hear the sound?
Yeah. So we've talked about them a few times. They're YouTubers who do a lot of covers. And I think they seem to try to do like opposites, right? Like try to get as far away from the original version as they can in some way.
Right.
That's been what I've observed anyway. So I was expecting this to be softer because, the original is like heavy enough, like you said, fairly clean, but also like distorted, like it's still punk. So it's like heavy rock. So I was not expecting heavy metal, but it still makes sense.
Yeah, especially when you watch the video. And the video is even called like brackets too complex or something, way too clever is what they call it.
Yeah.
So they're doing prog metal.
So it's progressive metal version of the song, and you can tell because instead of doing the same riff every time, they do a different like guitar lick every time.
Yeah, they change it all up. But heavy sound on top of it all.
Yeah, very heavy. And I guess the other thing that they're switching up, the original is very fast. This is very like sludgy, heavy
down and
metal.
dirty.
Yeah. So it's a fun change up, and it is fun to hear like all the different riffs they play.
These guys, we talked about them a couple other times. YMCA and I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
And every time I put them on, I'm worried that the magic is going to be over.
I know, but they seem to do
They
pretty
seem to
good
do pretty good
work.
work.
Like maybe we just luck out and pick the right covers, but thus far they've all
Yeah,
been pretty
always happy
solid.
to hear these guys. And yeah, what a bunch of fun. So yeah, we start with that one.
Yeah. I guess at first I was a little bit like, okay, it's like a very basic like metal guitar part. I don't know about this. And then they just did basically everything else. And I'm like, okay, that makes up for
Mhm.
it. Yeah. What else do they have? They do, yeah, they have like a really intense solo, you
Yeah.
know, like fast arpeggios. And then I think there's a brief organ sound, but it's in the background. So I don't know if it actually happened or not. And then like another solo after that. So if
Yeah.
you watch the video, they both have a
They
solo
both have
basically.
solo. There's a lot of like kick drum on the chorus and stuff.
Yep.
Like truly, I think even in their description they call it like half math rock or something too. Math metal.
Yeah, they say math metal, which I don't know. I can't identify
Yeah,
that.
I don't have that.
But when I heard it, I was like, oh, they're doing a progressive metal cover. And I was proud of myself for knowing
Nice.
that.
I knew that from reading the title on Tidal. I was like,
I know. I didn't actually see that. And I didn't look at the video beforehand. So I don't know why that happened. I was like, oh, I see what they're doing.
yeah. Yeah, big loud
Yeah.
sounds on this. They change consistently, which of course appeals to us who are always like, man, you should change some things in the song if you're gonna cover a song.
You should change some things up. Where's the novelty? We have to listen to 6 versions
And
of
it
this.
still
Come
sounds
on.
like you believe Americans are idiots, so it hits lyrically as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're Italian, so
They're
it's kind of
and
built
yeah,
in.
in the music video, they do a quick little fucking skit, little sketch up at the
Right.
top.
Their little skit. Also, like referencing the fact that it's a simple song and they're doing it in a
Yes.
complex way. The whole thing is kind of like, I mean, they started the skit, they're like, oh, don't worry, it will be a very easy song to play, you know, or this is how it goes. And then they suddenly break into this, like, you know, progressive metal
Yeah, so
version.
the one brother says, like, okay, now American Idiot. And his brother goes, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, I'm Italian. And second of all, people say I'm very, very brilliant.
Right. I'm Italian.
Yeah, I don't know if they're putting on that Italian accent or if that's just genuinely how Italian they sound, but marvelous.
Right. Are they also exaggerating a bit for the
show?
For the show?
Who
I
can
don't know.
say?
Yeah, and then they go into that whole thing. So the whole video, like, it has like a bit of a green tint on it, or like blue actually,
Yeah.
like kind of turquoise. And then like it almost feels like alternate dimension, like they were gonna do normal, and then they like dropped into a pocket dimension where actually American Idiot's a really complex
Yeah.
song.
You get like a lot of like glitch.
That's kinda how it
lines and
felt to me.
things. Because he's the one
Yeah,
brother starts
yeah.
playing it on the guitar, and we do get a shot of the second brother like distressed in a chair, like he wasn't expecting that.
Yes. He looks like
Yeah.
confused sometimes, and he's like, "What's happening?"
So yeah, we're playing with this like unexpected reality. There's also a lot of like geometry they'll throw on, especially when he's like soloing,
Yeah.
to imply this like genius.
Yeah, when he's
stuff.
soloing, they just
Yeah.
throw on random stuff, and then like not like equations, but like geometry,
Yeah,
like shapes. And then there's a monitor in the background that's like a screensaver
Yeah.
basically of those kinds of shapes flying at you.
And that's really the video. There's not too. It's pretty classic YouTube
Yeah.
video. Watch the guys play the song in their studio. Otherwise,
Yeah, but like the context is
Yeah.
fun, especially compared
To-
to
oh yeah, 2022. It's Halocene.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. And can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mind.
Halocene, who we have definitely talked about before.
Yes. Shallow,
Duality?
Bad Blood, Hollow, Duality.
Yeah,
Hollow.
those ones. Hollow, shallow.
Shallow. Did I write shallow? I wrote shallow. We've never covered a song. Why do I have the word hollow here, Alex?
I don't
Falling
know.
apart at the fucking seams.
We've never done a song called Hollow, right?
Hollow there.
In the ha 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 ha.
I must have just wrote shallow twice because I'm a fucking idiot. They also do nightcore covers of their own music. And now for people who don't know what
right.
nightcore is, it's when you speed up a song by it's like 33% basically,
Yeah, a little
and
bit.
claim that it's a new song.
Claim that's a new song,
You
and it's
take a
high
look at-
pitched.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but
Not
it has an appeal. You know, there's a whole history of like orchestras competing to have to tune their instruments higher because people like higher pitched stuff.
For sure. I just think
I'm told.
ludicrous to take a recorded piece of work, just so people are very clear on this. You take an already recorded song, you speed that up, that recording. You're not playing it yourself at a higher speed.
Right.
You were just having the playback go faster and calling that a cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. You're not
Yes.
covering it. You're just downloading it, changing the speed, and then
re-uploading.
re-uploading it. That is
what
copyright
Nightcore is. So
infringement?
I just need to be very clear on
Okay.
that.
Yeah, if that's what you're doing, that's no good.
That's no
Halocene, yeah, we talked about them. They are a couple, or they were, because as far as I can tell, their most recent album is called When Love Dies, and they don't seem to have any upcoming shows. And there's one image on their Instagram that references, where is it? It says, "We wrote this about our divorce." So
Okay,
I think they're
interesting.
divorced.
I I think you can get that from that, but it's maybe not the only interpret. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it sounds like they're divorced.
I'm a real detective, Sherlock Holmes type. I read between the lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what does divorce mean?
So this version is just really, really close to the original, I would say. Different sounds,
Yes.
obviously, slightly different sounds, not that much different though.
Yeah, not much. This is very close, like even in terms of the distortion quality. The bass is a
Yeah.
little steelier, like you can really hear
the bass is very
strings.
steely. Particularly you can start hearing it on the second verse.
Mhm.
I do like that. The other they changed the lyrics, they Snowflake America. So these are the only version we're going to talk about today that removes the usage of
That's right.
this F slur. And the other thing is right at the end there's like a new harmony bit where the lead singer doubles,
It's
like,
not
does
that
another
kid okay.
yeah, that, and like sometimes harmonizes with herself.
I was wondering if that was a reference, perhaps, to the My Chemical Romance song "I'm Not Okay."
I honestly don't know.
It's possibly it's just something they've improvised here.
Yeah, especially
me
because
think.
they do say isn't meant to be okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would be a reasonable thing to do with or
Mhm.
without a reference. I don't know much else to say about it. Like it's these guys doing it. Vocalist is female, but like it's not a huge difference.
Yeah, it's
other
just
than
performing
that.
it. Like it's one of these
Yeah.
ones where it is like technically proficient. They all clearly know the tones their instruments and make and all
Yeah.
that. It is just like creatively bankrupt. Like there's not that much going on.
Yeah, it's just a straight cover.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, even the music video, like one of their things is like we have over however many covers, it's a lot. And like they
Yeah.
have music videos and they're all, I mean, I'm sure there's variation amongst them, but I feel like we've seen basically this video by them in this space even. Like I
Yes.
recognize the space they're in, though I didn't look up which one it was, but it's just a room with like some stonework in the back wall. And of course, it's not a big enough space for them to actually play as a band.
Right.
the,
So
like,
they all
camera
have to
setup.
record individually.
Exactly. So you never actually see them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're all in
but
the
we've
same
got
spot and it just cuts
we've got a
between them.
green filter over everything, Alex. Come on.
We do.
You got to respect
Film
that.
grain.
Yeah.
Heavy film grain filter.
Heavy film grain.
Don't know exactly why the film grain, because it's not supposed to look old, but
Well, it's supposed to look like it's
doesn't
from
matter.
2004, Alex.
Oh yeah, ancient.
Ancient.
Over 2 decades ago.
My God.
Which is true.
It is true.
It
wasn't true when this was recorded, but it is true now.
No, but it was almost true.
It was almost true.
And I don't have much to say about it other than that.
Yeah, this one I put on and I'm just like, I forget it as it's playing. Like and I looked at the comments, people were like, this is fucking incredible. Brought some new life into the song. And I'm just like, am I the problem?
New life? I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Am I just a downer? Maybe.
Maybe. Am I the F slur America?
Maybe.
Let's talk about some final verdicts, though. We got 2 categories today. We got Jesus Christ. I got old programming loading in my brain, Alex. I almost said 3. I almost said worst. We got the best version, and we've got the most idiotic version.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Best
Alex,
version?
best version.
I think I got to give it best version to Melodicka Bros. I really liked their cover. I also liked the Dick Brave one.
For sure.
I don't think it's best version material. I think it's solid and I really like the piano, but I thought what the Melodicka Bros did with it was a lot of fun. And yeah,
Yeah, listen, maybe the Melodicka Bros are just somebody I should be subscribed to on YouTube. Maybe that's the lesson
maybe.
here, but I like this version. I think it was, and like you said, Dick Brave, really great stuff. But yeah, Melodicka Bros, a little more intentionality with it. A lot of fun. Alex, who best represents the fool, as it were?
Who is the fool here? I mean, look,
I'm looking.
we talked about 4 covers of this song today.
Yes.
And as far as I can tell, only one of them is actually an American group.
Mm.
And I feel like they have to, by default, represent it. But on top of that, it's also the least interesting cover in my mind.
Sure.
So I think I have to give it to the Halocene version.
I'd say that's fair. I think in the spirit of fools being performers and putting on costumes and disguises, as it were,
Oh, sure.
I think Dick Brave does a great act of an American. And,
Yeah,
and bringing
that's true.
in elements of that style for the performance of American Idiot. What a delay.
He does the well, it's probably not actually satire, but you could probably convince someone it was.
He foolishly stumbles into satire?
That's even better.
It's even better, dude.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
And that does it for our final verdicts. If you got different opinions, similar opinions, want to talk to us about a version we didn't talk about, up on the app, Blue Sky, at SnakeyMe, at some Alex Wise Guys. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod.gmail.com. No, it's at gmail.com. Talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on every single podcasting app. I'm not even going to list them for you. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, and loved ones about us. What you can do this week to really get the word out there is create a positive stereotype about Cover Me fans, and then make posts online and complain about it in person as if it was annoying to you that Cover Me people are so, X, Y, or Z, so smart, handsome, and charming.
Yeah, humble brag about us.
Yes, but make it seem like it's a problem, so then people will be like, God damn it, but they'll also be like, maybe I should get into Cover Me.
Right.
So I can be smart.
Yeah, you just got to say it in a way that it's like, well, everybody already knows this. So then people start thinking they should have known it and then acting like they always knew it.
You're like, I thought I could take him on, but sure enough, he was listening to Cover Me. And I'm like, I'm not going to get that kind of trouble.
And they're like, oh shit, I better not mess with these Cover Me folks. Maybe I should be one.
I'm out of my fucking depth. I should probably get in on the cultural sensation.
Yeah.
And that's how you can get the word out this week, folks. That does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me, information age of Cover Me, it's calling out to idiot America.